Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 6th Zone 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note, we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access the training lessons, click on the tab Posts, then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course YouTube playlist. Here you have all the training lessons are available. To access the first lesson, scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions provided at our Telegram channel. You can find our Telegram channel link in this video description. Go to the video description, join at our Telegram channel. There in the old messages you can find all the training instructions and learn this course according to the training instructions. Then you will become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Okay, now let's get into the report generation. First, I am going to generate finding the stocks near daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. From that list, we can identify high liquidity zones, and those high liquidity zones you can use it for HLQ zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. Okay, starting with, let me go to top-down analysis strategy builder. Starting with daily time frame, let us find the stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily demand zones from this list. Axis Bank is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We have only one daily high liquidity demand zone from this list. Next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Oberoi Realty is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We got only one daily high liquidity supply zone from this list. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 15 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone from this list. Chambal Fertilizers is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We got only one 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone from this list. Okay, next, for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near to the 75 minute supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75 minute supply zone from this list. No, we don't have any 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. So this is about the HLQ zone identification. Next report, I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY, Nifty 50. Starting with monthly time frame, I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain report. In any supply demand zone chain reports, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones, and also look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. Apply the same rules to remaining supply demand zone chain reports. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you only few seconds time. After your study you can proceed further. Okay, next, weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. So this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain. But for 5 minutes nearest demand zone to the current closing price is serial number 18. If you want to get more demand zones, let me scroll the list down. Okay. Next we will look into Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Going back and changing the name to Nifty Bank. Generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain generation. Next we will look into sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. Okay, for monthly income trade, entry time frame should be daily. For long trade setup, sideways long trade setup, entries on demand zone. And also bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup, at daily I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 11 for sideways trade setup. And both these filters are applied to daily demand zone. I am not filtering PR's demand zone because daily time frame, if anybody wants to use PR zone strategies, those reports will be useful to you. Others can ignore the PR zones. Okay, I am generating this report. We got 3 stocks. supporting sideways long trade setup for entry time frame daily. That is nothing but monthly income trade. Monthly income trade, long trade setup, entry time frame daily, and entry zone should be demand zone. Always look into the search strategy so that you understand how we filtered this report. And also you should also look into the time frame. Okay, 3 stocks we got, and entry time frame zones are these daily demand zones. Next, sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, but entry zone should be supply zone. And also here at daily time frame I am selecting sideways short. This time both the filters are applied to daily supply zone. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks. Sideways short trade setup. So here this zone is already tested. Okay. Next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. The changes are daily demand zone. And also here at daily time frame I am selecting bullish. And here minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. For bullish or bearish, odd and enhanced score should be 12 minimum value. Now this time both these filters are applied to daily demand zone. Let's filter. We got 15 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And entry time frame zones are these daily demand zones. All these daily demand zones. We got 15 daily demand zones for bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. But out of these 15, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is nothing but a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. I enable the filter and applying on the 15 stocks. Now we got 14 stocks. In these 14 stocks, all these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. Because daily are part of weekly, they have higher strong order flows. Provide lesson 20 concept should be satisfied. The checklist. If the checklist does not support, zone will be violated. Lesson 20 is always important. Okay, daily overlapped with weekly. To further filter even more high probability, let us check the weekly is having weekly EMA confluence, because daily is part of weekly demand zone. So we are checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Why? Because the weekly trend is uptrend in all the stocks. So EMA confluence at a weekly time frame, we are checking weekly demand zone is having weekly EMA or not. With this filter, we got 6 stocks. So these 6 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success compared to the others. It doesn't mean others don't work. They will also work. But they have better. Sometimes they will also violate. Maybe lesson 20 does not support the checklist. Obviously zones will be violated. Lesson 20 checklist lesson is very, very important. Everybody without applying lesson 20 concept, you should not take trades. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. 3 filters we have to set. Before that I am removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, daily and weekly. Next, daily and monthly zone confluence. Weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In all the 6 stocks, these daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zone. Both together again overlapped with monthly demand zone. And monthly trend is up in all the stocks except the last one. So that's why ignore the 6th one. In remaining stocks, if any monthly demand zone having monthly EMA, then these daily demand zones will be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at monthly, I am checking monthly demand zone having monthly EMA or not. At the same time, trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It is uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. So these 4 monthly demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Sorry, not monthly. The daily demand zones overlapped with monthly. So these daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Similarly, we will generate bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone should be supply zone. And also bullish or bearish trade setup at daily time frame, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement, violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12. Now both the filters are applied to daily supply zone. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. So we got 4 daily supply zones. Now let's verify out of these 4 how many are having zone confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly supply zone confluence, and this filter we are applying on the 4 stocks. All 4 are filtered. That means in all the 4 stocks, daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is a downtrend in all the 4 stocks. Let's verify the weekly EMA confluence for weekly supply zones. So weekly supply zone having weekly EMA or not, we are checking. We got 3 stocks. So that way these 3 daily supply zones are having more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why this stock already tested 9 times. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. That is daily, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. Removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First one already enabled. Next daily and monthly supply zone confluence. Weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So this daily supply zone overlapped with weekly, both together overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways, so monthly EMA confluence we can't filter on this stock because EMA does not make any sense in sideways trade setup. I mean in sideways trend. So this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Okay, next we will generate weekly income trade reports. Now I will reduce my commentary in the weekly income trades because already I gave a good explanation for monthly income trade. So let me cut short the commentary. Okay, weekly income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone demand zone. Here at 75 minutes I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 11. One more filter I am adding on this 75 minutes demand zone, that is pierced count. So pierced count at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count should be 0. Both values 0 means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means the zone is not pierced. Which zone? Whatever you select here. Here I am selected, we have selected 75 minutes demand zone. So that's why all the 3 filters are applied to 75 minutes demand zone. Let's filter. We got 5 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for, not bullish, sideways long trade setup. Next, sideways short trade setup. The changes are 75 minutes supply zone. Here the sideways short. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Next, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. The changes are 75 minutes demand zone. Here it should be bullish, and 1 filter we are modifying, that is a minimum order enhancer score 12 for bullish or bearish. Let's filter. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 20 stocks are filtered, supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones in all the stocks. Okay, let's further filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. I enabled the filter, applying on the 20 stocks. We got 13 stocks. Out of these 13, because the daily 75 and daily 75 is overlapped with the daily and daily trend is up, let's check daily EMA confluence for 75 minutes demand zones. Because 75 is overlapped with the daily, we are checking whether daily demand zone having daily EMA. If it is filtered, the overlapped 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. We got 11 stocks are filtered. That way these 11 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability. Some of the demand zones are already tested. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is 75 minutes daily and weekly demand zone confluence. I removed EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters I have to set. First filter is 75 minutes and daily. Next 75 minutes and weekly demand zone. 75 minutes and weekly demand zone confluence. Daily and weekly demand zone confluence. By enabling the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. In these 4 stocks, 75 minutes, these 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily demand zone, both together overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up in 3 stocks out of 4. So on the 3 stocks, let's verify any weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways, it can be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So none of the stocks are having weekly EMA confluence. Check EMA confluence on weekly demand zone with weekly EMA, we verified. Okay, next we will look into, this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. Here at 75 minutes, bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances score 12. And also 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. Minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 3 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. Out of these 3 75 minute supply zone, how many are having more high probability to get success? First filter based on 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter and applying on the 4 stocks. We got 2 stocks. So these 2 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is down in both the stocks. Let's verify any daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. One stock is filtered. So that way this supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Okay, next we will look into 75 minutes daily and weekly supply zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 75 and weekly. Daily and weekly supply zone confluence with all 3 filters. We got only 1 stock. So in this stock, this 75 minute supply zone overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is a downtrend. So let's verify if weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. EMA confluence at weekly. Checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA. Anyway, trend is downtrend. We did not get any EMA confluence. Okay, this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, we will generate daily income trade reports. For daily income trade, entry time frame is 15 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone. For sideways long trade setup at bullish or bearish at 15 minutes, I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 11 for sideways, and also 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got two stocks. Sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zone. See, the first one already tested 5 times. Okay, next sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone, and also here I am selecting sideways short, and now all filters are applied to 15 minutes supply zone. We got 4 stocks. Sideways short trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone. See, some of the 15 minutes supply zones are already tested. This one is tested. This is tested 7 times. This is what happens in sideways trend. Okay. Next, a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. The changes are 15 minutes demand zone, and also here bullish, and minimum order enhancer score 12. With these changes, we got 20 stocks. First 17 stocks in the list, sideways long trade setup for bullish trade, sideways bullish trade setup. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. First 17 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 20 stocks are filtered. Out of these 20, let us further filter for identifying more high probability to get the success. That we will filter based on zone confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I applied the filter. I am applying the filter on the 20 stocks. Now we got 15 stocks. So in these 15 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And the 75 minutes trend is up in all the stocks, ITF trend. So let's further based on EMA confluence at 75 minutes demand zones with the daily EMA confluence. 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. We got 5 stocks. Mostly these 15 minutes demand zones might be having better probability to get success, provide lesson 20 concepts are satisfied. Lesson 20 checklist is very, very important. If they don't satisfy, the zones will be violated. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence with all 3 filters. We got 6 stocks. In these 6 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. And daily trend is up in these 3 stocks. Daily trend, HTF trend. So that's why in these 3 stocks, if any daily demand zone with daily EMA, then the 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. EMA confluence at daily. I'm checking daily demand zone having daily EMA or not. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend. Sorry. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. 15 minutes bullish trade setup. So we got 2 stocks. So these two demand zones are having more high probability to get success. See, that's why it is already tested 3 times. This is already tested once. They worked already. Still fine-tuned order flows are there. They may give you one more trade also. That possibility is there. Moreover, this is a high liquidity zone. Okay, this is about a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone. In bullish or bearish or sideways at 15 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum order enhances score 12. And also the 15-minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters we got 4 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. See, some of the supply zones already gave a test. Okay, out of these 4, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. So this is the filter I am enabling. By applying the filter on the 4 stocks, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these 15-minute supply zones are overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is a downtrend. Let's further filter based on 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Anyway, trend 75 minutes trend is down. None of them are having EMA confluence. Next, we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I removed EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these 2 supply zones, 15-minute supply zones overlapped with 75-minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. But daily trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So that's why we are not filtering anything further. Okay, this is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, we will generate hourly income trade reports. For hourly income trade, entry time frame is 5 minutes. Entry zone is a demand zone for sideways long trade setup, and also bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup at 5 minutes. I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement is VOZ. Minimum order enhances score 11 for sideways. And also 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. In the pierced count, 5 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 3 stocks. Sideways long trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. Okay, next sideways short trade setup. The changes are 5 minutes supply zone. Here it should be at 5 minutes sideways short trade setup. Now let's filter. We got 2 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 5 minutes supply zones. Okay, next bullish trade setup. The changes are 5 minutes demand zone, and here at 5 minutes bullish, and also minimum order enhanced score should be 12. With these filters, we got 16 stocks. Bullish trade setup for hourly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. All these are all 5 minutes demand zones, all these zones. Out of the 16 5 minutes demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? Let's verify based on zone confluence. First filter is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. I'm enabling the filter. By applying the filter, we got 10 stocks. In these 10 stocks, these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. But 15 minutes trend is uptrend in all the stocks. Let's further filter based on the EMA confluence. So at 15 minutes time frame, checking 15 minutes demand zone is having daily EMA or not. So none of them are having daily EMA. Okay, fine. Next, let us look into LTF, ITF and even HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one enabled. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes. 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only one stock. This 5 minutes demand zone overlapped with 15. Both together overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. But 75 minutes trend is sideways. So sideways EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So this is bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone. Here bullish, bearish. At 5 minutes I am selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances score 12, and also 5 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 5 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. By applying the filter, we got only one stock. So this 5 minute supply zone is supporting hourly income trade, short trade setup. That is bearish trade setup. So entry time frame 5 minutes supply zone. Let's check whether it is having any high probability. First 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. Let's verify. I'm enabling the filter. So it is this 5 minute supply zone overlapped with 15 minute supply zone. 15 minutes trend is down. Let's verify EMA confluence for 15 minutes supply zone. 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Stock is not filtered. Okay, fine. Let's verify it is also having a HTF confluence or not. This zone. Remove EMA filter. Supply zone confluence. 3 filters we have to set. First one already enabled. Second 5 minutes with 75 minutes supply zone confluence. Third 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With all 3 filters we did not get the stock. So this is bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. With this we have completed all the income trade report generation. Next we will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for all the time frames except daily and 75 minutes time frame, because they are already generated in the beginning of the report. Starting with yearly, price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got one stock. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next time frame half yearly, stocks near half yearly demand zone, no stocks. Near half yearly supply zone, also no stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 13 stocks. We can further filter this list based on EMA confluence. That is a quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 7 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. we got several stocks. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 19 stocks are filtered. Out of these 19, how many quarterly supply zones are having quarterly EMA confluence? Let's verify. We got 2 stocks. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near monthly supply zone. We got 11 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. We got 15 stocks. Let us further filter based on monthly demand zones having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways, can be up or down. We got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. We got a big list, first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 44 stocks. We can further filter this list based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. Now the list is reduced, first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 18 stocks are filtered. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near weekly demand zone. We got 7 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 18 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. We got 15 stocks. We can further filter this list based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. We got 8 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 77 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways, it can be up or down. Now the list is reduced, first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 21 stocks are filtered. So this is about weekly time frame. Next, daily already we generated in the beginning of the report, so that the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minutes supply zone, we got 8 stocks. Okay. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minutes supply zone, we got 9 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minutes supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minutes supply zone, we got 13 stocks. So this is about finding the stocks near demand and supply zones. And in the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. After that you can proceed further. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. This is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for our further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.